Notification volume 0%.
Good afternoon. I'm Blind Prime, and for today I have Blindformers, the episode of Hook. This will be part 5 in my my Combiner Wars series, Devastator, the show accurate Devastator. And before we get into this, we've covered Bone Crusher, we've covered Scavenger, we've covered Mixmaster, we covered Scrapper. So next up is, of course, Hook. Hook is the more intelligent of them, but he's he's very proud. Never really liked his attitude. Like I said before, Scavenger was always my favorite because, well, I've always enjoyed that type of vehicle. First off, in vehicle mode for this guy, he's got a hook arm that moves up and down, but literally does nothing else. And it's kind of like, seriously, guys, we see what you could do with grapple in the Earthrise, but you can't manage to do something like that for Combiner Wars. But I heard they had a factory change between Combiner Wars and War for Cybertron, and that may be the issue there, is that with new factory comes new things and new abilities. So that's pretty neat. Let's see how long you are. We'll go with typical Lego stuff. Line him up at the very back, and then all the way to his very front is there. And we have 17, 18, 19 studs long, and at his width, he is like all the others, and he is 10 studs wide. So that's pretty neat. 10 studs wide, 19 studs long. He is a construction style crane truck. He's a pretty big, beefy guy. I had my grapple out here for a comparison, but I think my cats may have done something with it. No. Instead, we will get to the comparison with Cliff Jumper here. Cliff Jumper stretches from the tailgate, or the back of this construction vehicle, all the way to the tip of his arm whenever he's in vehicle mode. So the hood of Cliff Jumper ends right before the front wheel. That's pretty neat. Cliff Jumper is, of course, small enough to fit in this little spot here. Look at that. You can just ride Cliff Jumper around and then just knock him off. Constructacons don't like Cliff Jumper. Alright, let's get into his transformation. So, to begin with, he's actually got a kind of a neat one. It's unique how the legs are done. So we'll start off by taking the double wheel section in the back, right below the crane arm setup, and pulling both of those wheel sections away from the body. They will go on their own unique hinge that should stretch it out to be a bit further away. And after you do that, you want to then take this weird crane arm thing. This is the worst part of the figure, is dealing with this monstrosity, because it's got to go in a special mode for Devastator, but then it never wants to actually work with anything, and sometimes you just get problems. All right, there we go. But all you have to do is pick it up. It's on a double hinge, and so you just need to kind of pick it up and drag it back. It's best if you put your thumb in there and help the mechanism spin back, but be careful, it will pinch you, and it does not like to stay in place. It is maybe I have a quality issue with this guy, but for the most part, there. Once you've gotten that guy done, then take the front of the crane truck, where the cockpit is, and split it in half, because this is going to be the leg section. After you've broken it on the sides like that, so that each part can wiggle separately, go underneath it, and his hook is just destroying everything. Underneath, you'll find these two panels that act as feet. You can bend them up and totally feel a foot structure there. But each of these bends outwards from the undercarriage. So you just fold them both down, and then you can fold out the feet. And he's got super skinny legs, but we don't want the super skinny legs. So instead, we're going to take his one side, the side with the cap, and it's going to fold down on its own hinge, and it's going to connect with the foot. So, Sugar! Sugar! Stop! No, I'm recording a video. Shh! So, after you've pulled the skinny bit of the leg over to the part with the cab on it, you'll feel between there's a hole, a peg hole, and in there should be some peg spots. So you want to set it in there. They're tiny. It just kind of sits in, and then this leg will fold down. These legs have always given me problems. They never want to do anything that they're supposed to. Trust me on this one, his legs are annoying. But once you've got them down, there it is. Good old double snap. Follow the same routine with the other guy. Fold the leg, the big part with the wheel attached to it, down. Take the skinny part of the leg, which would be the front of the leg, and clip it into place. And of course, fight with it as well. There you go. Once you get those nice clicks, you're golden. And once you do that, it's then time to look at the arms. So, right past both of the wheels, there is a little thin segment, which will be the forearm. You just unsnap it from the double wheels, and then inside of it, you will find that you have to swivel up some fists, and they will snap into place. And then once that is accomplished, you want to then ensure that the crane part is sitting right. It never wants to. Screw it, it's done. He's just going to have a bit of a turtleneck. And there you have it. He is honestly the worst one for robot mode in the entire group, in my opinion. Even though he's got elbows, his feet never want to stay together, and he is just kind of floppy. So, robot mode, guys. He stands. Let's get the measuring out here. Drag it from the top of the head right there, and that is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. He stands one stud taller than others. Let's get him in comparison with... we'll use the Mixmaster foot. Boom. So there he is compared to the leg of Devastator. As you can see, the Devastator leg he's actually just a bit taller. But it also gives you an idea of how big Devastator's going to be. He's going to be a big one. Let's move the leg away. Where is my... Let's see. All right, here's a creeper. The Minecraft action figure creeper. Knock it over. Yeah. All right. The creeper stands... the top of the creeper's head and the top of the wheel well for the front wheel are lined up in robot mode. So... Creeper, you barely even make it to the knee. Alright, now let's get the Bumblebee out. Bumblebee, 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 Bumblebee. Where are you, Bumblebee? Here you are, Bumblebee. Oh, Lord, my cats have had a field day with my video accessories. Bumblebee stands all the way to the hips again. So the top of Bumblebee's head lines up with the top of the hip for Hook. Alrighty. Now that's done. Let's get Hook back into vehicle mode so then we can get him into his part of Devastator mode. I'm not going to transform him completely into vehicle mode. We're just going to do a rush job. So you want to roll the fists back into the forearms on both sides. Then you want to make sure that the forearms click into the wheels on both sides. After you've done that, fold those two wheel sections back into their places. Then go to the legs and follow the same process in reverse. Unfold the skinny leg and the foot from the top of the leg portion. Fold each of those down. Then take each of the back of the feet that make up the top of the crane vehicle and fold each of those back into their places. Then snap them. Come on, no. Come on, snap back together. There you go, there you go. Yeah, all right. He is easy to get back into vehicle mode. There you are, you're in vehicle mode now. Now that we're in vehicle mode, you want to first take this crane and slide it over. Now the direction you slide it is the same direction that its cab is in. So just push it that way, and then it will line up flat against one of these wheel areas. Once that is complete, here comes the part that confused me the most. But I was able to figure it out by rewatching a lot of videos and nobody really explaining it well. So here we go. First off, you want to take each of the forearms on the arms and fold them backwards so that the forearm is flush with the bottom of one of the wheels. Once that is complete, you then take and if you feel in the center of this, there's a panel. And if you can get your fingernails in that panel, you can open it up and reveal Devastator's head. But we got to get that panel set up in the right spot. Now this panel has a hinge on one side of it. It's a little like rectangular cubby for the head. And it's got two hinges, one on each side, which means that the front of the vehicle is going to snap away from it. And the back of the vehicle is going to snap away from it. And then each parts of these vehicles are going to fold into one another. Yep, you heard me right. Now that that's complete, so you want to fold the front and the back together, and they'll just kind of sit close together like that. I wish they had given us something to snap them together. That would have been nice, but oh well. Once that is complete, you will find a little nook on the side so you can stick your finger into the cubby and pull out Devastator's head. And Devastator's head is just going to lay flat over the two connected pieces of the crane vehicle. The crane is just going to go back. This is the part where I'm really annoyed by the crane. I wish it had a little more flexibility so I could actually fold it down Devastator's back instead of just having it hang. And after you've completed that, you then want to go over here where there's a grouping of wheels. And you'll feel that there's a neat texture and there's a slot. So right above the double wheels for his stage left side, or stage right side, you'll find this little slot and you can put your thumbnail in, pull it out, and it's this hook thing. And we're going to require that for the arms. Now on the other side, fold the cab of the vehicle up, and then underneath it is another hook thing. And then we just fold that down, and there we have two hook things, and there he is. He is complete for now. So tune in next time where we will discuss long haul, and then after that video we will have the final Devastator. Now for a comparison on Devastator, we've got our blur, and blur is as long as this is wide. So Devastator's going to be a wide boy. But until next time, this is Blind Prime, and you've been watching Blindformers, the episode on the Constructacon from Combiner Wars Hook. See you next time. Bye-bye. Remember to like and subscribe, and please comment.